Okay, so we are now recording. Good evening. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Hopefully we have a representative from every one of our scholars, whether it's our scholar or parent. We want to make sure that everybody, at least one person from each family is on so that we can relay some very important information for you guys. I know the last time we met, rather, we left off talking about some of the roles and responsibilities of our scholars, some of the things that they were going to be doing down there. And then I know we went over the, sorry, 1 second, please. Okay, I apologize. So we went over some of the requirements, the list of things, packing items that you guys should consider when packing. We talked about some of the what you need to know in terms of customs and what we'll be doing once we get to the airport. We talked about excuse me. What else did we talk about? Because I don't have my slide up. I apologize. I'm going from one meeting to the next, and I didn't get to pull that up. But so, thank you. What else did we talk about? We talked about quite a bit of stuff. And so, if you guys have any questions, or I know I sent you all the meeting minutes from that meeting last week, and so if you have any questions about any of what was discussed from that meeting, please let me know. I'll pull up I want to pull up the outline for this evening. That way I know exactly what was covered. And I do apologize for not being more prepared. It's just, I've been kind of all over the place today and trying to make sure I get back here on time for this meeting.
No apologies. We know you stay busy.
Thank
Extremely
you.
busy.
Right. Okay, so let me yeah, so let's talk a little bit about this about the roles and responsibilities. I want to excuse me 1 second, please. Okay. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about the roles and responsibilities of our scholars. We're going to talk a little bit about the roles and responsibilities and the expectations from our chaperones. We'll go, if anyone has any questions concerning what is going to be, expected from the resorts and from some of the business owners, the local business owners that will be supporting, you can definitely ask those questions. I would tell you right now, as far as the expenses are concerned, majority of just about all of our expenses have been covered. There are certain things that we can't pay for, until close, or we're not going to pay for until close to the time. But everything has either been paid in full, or we've put a deposit or down payment for, let's just say, the resorts, or the food, and some of the accommodations or what have you. Some of the things that we couldn't pay in full just because it wasn't required up until a certain date, we didn't pay in full because it's not required until a certain date. We will pay at that time, but everything is pretty much covered. All the flights have been taken care of. The transportation has been taken care of. So we'll have transportation to and from the airport and in and around the grill for the entire 11 days that we are there. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone was aware of that. It will not be where we're going to be reserving multiple hotels or not multiple, I'm sorry, multiple transportation, accommodations. We won't need any of that. Like, we'll have one set driver for us for the duration of our trip. So that's that. So as far as the roles and responsibilities, there's a few things that our scholars will be doing once we get to S.O.V., which is the first resort that we will be arriving to for the first 5 days, or the first leg of our trip in the first 5 days, right? So at S.O.V., there's going to be opportunities for us to assist at, at the front desk. There'll be some opportunities for us to assist with management, right? So in the back office, assisting the management staff. And there'll be some opportunities for us to assist with the chef, right? So our chef, who also owns the transportation company that we will be, or that will be providing our transportation for us, he also has his own small restaurant right across the road from where we'll be staying at S.O.V. So we'll be going there every day. So that's exciting because we'll get to kind of walk off the premises. It's literally right down the road. We passed it when we went to see S.O.V. first. And we were going to do it on site, but they were trying to charge too much. And, he was just like, you know what, we'll just do it at my facility. And then we'll just have, the only caveat is that we'll have to walk there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But again, it's not, it's a hop, skip, and a jump away. S.O.V. is the first resort that we'll be going to. So that's that. So the meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner will be prepped by our chef. So we will have our own chef to provide that, those meals for us, plus snacks and drinks. So in between meals, we'll have that, snacks and drinks. And then if anyone, is deciding that they are hungry and the food is just not sufficient enough for them and they want to, go out and spend a couple extra dollars, there are a couple of restaurants that I put in the meeting minutes as well. So there's a KFC, turn it down, Naya. There's a KFC, there's a Popeyes, there's, I think you said Chick-fil-A or something like that. So they have some Americanized restaurants. Obviously it's, Jamaican style. And I hear that the food is a lot better even than here at home. So looking forward to that if we decide to go that route at any given time. Excuse me, throughout our first 5 days of the trip. Now remember, the second 6 days of that trip. Yep, I'm sorry, did somebody have a question?
Yeah, I had a question. So if like one of us wanted to go to KFC, we'd all go all together, or just like a few of us?
That is correct. Nope. So that's the thing with the transportation. It's all or none. So if you want,
that makes us parents feel so very much better. Thank you.
Right.
Absolutely. Thank
no
you
one
so
will be
much.
Going alone.
Good question. Good question.
Yes, that is a very good question.
I'm sorry. I was thinking that same thing. Like, wait a minute, how's that gonna happen?
Nope.
Okay.
All or none. So I already told y'all we are not playing with this trip. Okay, it is all or none.
Absolutely.
So wherever we go as a group. So and that was one of the reasons why when we were talking about the meals, he wanted, because his restaurant is across the way, he was trying to get onto the resort because they don't use their kitchen because it's not an all-inclusive. So the resort there, people have options to go out and eat, but they don't provide, I don't think they provide meals. And if they do, it's an upcharge or whatever. So, but he said that they don't generally use their kitchen. So he was, excuse me, I'm sorry, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I guess I'm talking too loud because my daughter just blasted the TV. Okay, so y'all pray for me with my 2 and 7-year-olds.
All right, it's all right.
So yeah, so if anybody wants KFC, if anybody wants whatever else, again, remember I said that's not a part of the package though, right? So whatever is outside of what is being offered as part of the package, the paid package deal, you guys will have to, to flip that bill, as well as convince everyone else why it's such a good idea for everyone to go with you, so that you could make that trip to Popeyes or KFC, because everyone would have to go, right? Or at least the majority. And certainly the adults, or a number of adults would need to go as well. All right, so just to keep that in mind, from when we get out there, guys, we got 9 days, and this week we're already on Wednesday, and so this God willing, the week is going to go by pretty quickly. So we just got to make sure that we're prepared. Yes, it is coming by fast, and it time don't stop for anybody. So I anticipate it's going to be a very, very busy travel day. I'm just going to give y'all that real quick because it's Dream Week. I already know of many people from here, friends of mine, who are going down there at the very same time that we are going down there. So it is going to be a very, very busy time. One of the reasons why I think it is an absolute prime time for us, to get into the thick of it, right? So that you all get that experience firsthand. And so, sorry, I'm just letting people in. Right, so that's how it's going to be. So we have to be very, cognizant of time when we get to the airport. And then Vita and Isabel, when we drop off the call, if you guys could stay behind so we could talk a little bit about your transportation, your travel. Also, Roberto, the two Robertos, because we need to make sure that you guys are from the city, so that maybe we can collaborate and work together on travel. And if not, I want to make sure that you guys get there one way or the other. You'll get there, whether you have the ride or we provide, the Uber for you guys. You'll get there. But I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, and if there's any needs, that I'm aware of that. Okay. So yes, the day of our departure, we have to be there at least 3 hours in advance. One, because it's an international flight. Two, because of when we're going. I don't want to play games, and I've been, I travel often. And one of the things that I've learned is if you get there right on time, it's too late. So let's keep that in mind. And because we are traveling with such a pretty large group, even though we'll have, a liaison or a representative there assisting us and helping us through the process, I don't know what that looks like. I won't know what that's going to look like. So, we'll have to figure that out. Roberto, our transportation is covered. Are you asking if transportation is covered? Or are you saying that your transportation is covered? Is that junior or senior? Sorry, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, we have a way out there.
You do have a way. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Park the car and have
So
a friend drive us out there.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I was parking my car and having my friend drive us out there.
Okay. All right. So we'll talk.
Does other people
Yeah,
need a ride from the city? Or
yeah, and that's what I was saying. We have two other scholars coming from New York. Actually, one who goes to your son's school as well. So I don't know, they may even know each other, Kavion. And then the other, she's in Lower Manhattan. So if you wouldn't mind staying on the line afterwards so we could kind of discuss that and see what options we might have, that would be great.
all right, sounds good. I'll wait around.
Thank you. All right, thank you. So yeah, 3 hours in advance. Even if we're there too early, that's great. That means we're right on time. If we're there too early, we're right on time. If we're right on time, we're late. So let's just keep that in mind when we're traveling. Most of the flights come in around the same time. Oh yes, thank you, Miss C, for pointing that out. Absolutely. And our flight is fully booked, by the way. And so that, just to kind of give you all a heads up on that, our flight is fully booked. And just to give you a little bit of a insight as to what we're coming into. So we just want to make sure that we're judicious about our time. All right. Are there any questions about the flight? Again, we'll talk about that. I don't want to jump ahead, but so we'll have the representative there from United who will be helping us through the process. Again, I don't know what that looks like. I'm not really sure what that help entails, and I won't know that until they assign someone to us the night before. So they assign someone to us the night before, and then they send all that information to me, and then I don't even meet this person until we get to the airport. Right. So like they give me a destination, like it's really, kind of vague the way they put it, but whatever, we'll get through it. Yes, ma'am. Anna.
it might be silly to somebody else, but to me, is there any swimming involved? I just want to know.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, there will be. So there's a pool on site. There's a beach on site.
And
At
again,
least at
everybody
Merrill's.
goes together
Yeah, well, yeah,
for the
for the
most
most
part.
part. Yeah, for the most part, because not everybody's gonna want to swim all at the same time. Like we'll be on the
True.
resort. When we're on the resort, there's a little more flexibility. When we're off the resort, that's when there's like, when we're not playing that. But on the resort, all of our rooms are close proximity. Um, when the kids do go out, we will need to have a chaperone readily available to be with them at all times.
Okay.
And so
Yep.
yeah, so I'll be taking that upon myself a lot of the time, but obviously we have 5 chaperones. And so I know that, our group, will be able to kind of divide and conquer if we need to.
Okay.
And we'll talk about that when we talk about the responsibilities of the chaperones, because
I
that is very
also,
important.
yeah, thank you so much for that. I also want to know, like, is there like curfew? Like, is there, like, just can't just be running around and, nighttime type of thing. And,
Yeah, I'm gonna
as
have my
mom,
flashlight out at 11 o'clock, looking around like, where y'all at?
mom is on point right now.
I know you are. I know, and I
Curfew,
appreciate
where
that.
y'all going?
And Chris is probably like, Ma.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, yeah, so
Chaperones, where y'all going?
right. And so, the chaperones, and that'll be something that we'll definitely have to communicate and agree upon. Obviously at a certain, and that is a great question and a great point that you bring out, because Negril is known for at that time being a very hot party
Yeah,
city.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, and it's going to be very hot in terms of,
yeah.
just the traffic alone, and I mean foot traffic.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So yes, so we will, there will be something in place. I would say probably no later than midnight. And unless we all as a group are sitting around and we just so happen to lose track of time. Like, as long as we're together, and as long
Yes,
as, like I said, there is an adult present, and please,
yes,
scholars, understand, you have to have an adult present. If you're deciding that you want to venture off within on site, like on the premises.
absolutely.
Off-site, everybody has to go together. There is no one person leaving to venture off and see what Negril has to offer outside of SOV or Merrill's. Okay, I need everyone to understand that. But
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you
on
for
site,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, on site, and there's
That
going to be so much
reassurance,
to do.
first time my son is going out of the country.
Right.
So, and I ain't even been out the country. So yeah, it's a little,
No, ask all the
learning.
questions you want, please.
Thank
This
you.
is the whole reason for these meetings, and this is our second to
Absolutely.
last meeting. So let's, definitely keep the questions coming.
Thank you.
And scholars, you too. Like, you guys are going to be the ones going, so you need to be asking these questions. Janaya, I know you are full of questions. You always full of questions, so make sure you ask those questions, because I need for you guys to understand what's at stake here, right? We are not just going around the corner. We are not just going to Queens or to, down South Jersey. We ain't even going to Maryland or Connecticut. We are going out of the country. And so, I take it very serious. We just went on a college tour, and I took that very serious. And that was only 2 hours away. You know what I mean? Because, you guys are under my care. You're under the care of S.O.A.R. And I just so happen to be the lead of that organization. So all of this rides on me, and so I need to make sure, as a mom myself, and just in my profession in general, both militarily and civilian, I take this stuff very, very serious. So I need the scholars to understand. I need you to be responsive, and please, parents, understand me. I need for these kids, these scholars, our young men and women, to understand. You need to be responsive. You need to be accountable. You need to be responsible. You need to be respectful. I cannot have a bunch of kids running amok. It will not happen, not under my watch, because it will never happen again. I promise you that. right? Like you guys are going, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And I'm not saying a once in a lifetime, it's just an opportunity of a lifetime because I believe it's going to be very, a lot more. But what we need to make sure that we are understanding is that everybody has to work together in order for us to be successful with this, right? And we want them to invite us back, right? We want them to be like, yo, this group, just like, they talk, they mentioned us at Lincoln University, talked about how professional our group of kids were, and it makes a difference. That really does. It makes me feel proud too. And it's going to make your parents, proud when they come back and they hear all the great things. They see all the stuff, in the preliminary, but to actually see it come to pass and to see those videos and to see you guys in action, teaching these other scholars and, going out there helping, building up communities, strengthening communities, because it's not about us, y'all. It's not about us. And I just need y'all to paint that picture in your head. Like, I'm going out of the country, for a purpose, right? I'm serving the greater good, and I'm not doing it just within my community. I'm going outside of the community, outside of my nation, to do things. And then I'm going to come back with, it's going to be such a rewarding experience. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do something for my own community. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to get out of that box in order to really appreciate what you have at home, and to help to build and expand on that. I'm not preaching to y'all. Y'all gotta understand the importance of this. It is so important. So anyway, that being said, I'm excited to let you know about one of our sponsors, and this is exciting, but I'll tell you guys that at the end. We have another sponsor on board who's going to be sponsoring one of our youth, and he's actually a famous comedian, and he's also my cousin. So I'm super excited about that. To let you guys know about that. So that'll be later on though. That'd be the cliffhanger. But I'll let you know that later on though. So we talked about the flight. Again, time to be at the airport 3 hours in advance. Again, our flight leaves around 9:30. That means that we board an hour before. So remember that. So the flight departs at 9:30, but we board at around I want to say, and generally they tell you when you get your boarding passes and our tickets, the time that we will actually be boarding, right? So there's a difference in that time. And that's generally about 45 minutes to an hour prior to departure, prior to us, pulling off the runway. Okay. So just anticipate that as well. So we're talking 3 hours before we board our plane, not before we take off, not before that takeoff time that you see on that itinerary that I sent, but before boarding. And so add another hour to that. Okay. Any questions about that?
I do.
And I apologize if I'm, I don't mean to be speaking down, but a lot of you have not traveled before. So you need to understand how that works. Yes, Isabel, I'm sorry.
Sorry. So 3 hours before that. So just to establish a time, so meaning we should be there by what, 6?
So the flight leaves at 9:35. Boarding will be about about 8:40.
Okay.
So you want to
be
say
there
about 5?
probably I would say no later than 6.
Then 6. Got it.
No later than 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, if boarding time is going to be about 8:40, I would say no later than 6. And again, Isabel, Vita, we'll talk offline about that just to make sure you guys are squared away. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Our scholars here in Roselle or in the New Jersey area, the local New Jersey area, you guys, I'm just going to have your parents or ask that your parents drop you off to my house, and we will leave from my house to the airport. Okay. Is that all right, parents? For those of you who don't drive, we'll figure that out. Maybe you guys can kind of carpool and just to come to the house, and then we'll go from there. Okay. And most of us live literally like we're right around the corner from each other. I think with the exception of like one who's coming from South Jersey. Majority of us here in New Jersey are really close proximity and in the same community. So that shouldn't be a problem. Any questions about the day of, travel the day of, leading up to our flight? We will all be sitting together. I have not received the seating arrangements as of yet. I believe I get to choose. I've just not received, like next steps in that process yet. And again, this is a group situation. I've never done a, group travel where, I have, but not this large of a group where I've coordinated it. So yes, Anna.
So Melissa asked, how would you suggest give the scholars
Oh,
spending money?
yes. Hi, Melissa.
Well, I'm a little concerned too. I know you mentioned something a little bit earlier, but I mean, you know, in our conversations, but just to be
Yes.
clear,
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, you guys can give them some, a couple dollars spending. I would not go crazy with it. I would say maybe no more than 100, right? You want to make sure that they have
okay,
something like a cushion. If that, you know what I mean, I would, and I certainly wouldn't travel around with it. I would definitely leave it in a place where if you need it, you got it. If you don't, no need in carrying it around with you. They do take American dollars. So that won't be a problem. And again, the food is covered. It would really be anything that's outside of what's not, what's covered,
okay,
right? So transportation is covered, food is covered, accommodations are covered. Right now we're still working on the excursion. At this point, we'll probably be able to do just one, but with everything else that's going to be going on in the grill, if we even get to do that one, kudos. But I do want to at least get that, get one excursion in for the experience, if nothing else.
so how
This
much
whole,
more? You said you had a vendor that
yes, we'll talk
gave
about
you
that.
guys
The
some more.
sponsor.
Okay, yep.
Yeah,
And
we'll
I
talk
was
about
just
that.
wondering about,
Yeah.
the excursions, just to have the kids have something.
Well, remember that, yeah, but yeah.
That's okay.
So that's just to
Talk
help
later.
cover what hasn't fully been covered, right? So we didn't fully make it, right? So that's going to help us cover, some of what's been covered already has been out of S.O.A.R's budget. Let me just put it that way. If that helps you figure some things out. Some of our scholars did very well. Some of us, we struggled a little bit with the fundraising efforts, and so it's okay because, like I told you guys, whether you do or you don't, you're going. I just need you to make that effort, and everybody made the effort, and that's all we wanted. And you can continue making that effort, but yeah, so S.O.A.R, S.O.A.R is supporting, wherever we're short. So, okay.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so Melissa, so to your question to Anna, just make again, with the cash, that's up to you. I would not do a debit card. Certainly not a debit card because they do have transaction fees and you will get hit every time with a transaction fee. I would do cash if anything. I highly doubt anybody has a credit card, but that is another option, because they don't have the transaction fees. Generally, they don't. If you do decide though to bring a debit card, you do have to, and it is on the list of things that you need to know and plan for. That list that I sent you guys, you do need to notify your bank. Make sure that you notify your bank that you're going out of the country because everything will be flagged. Anything that you spend with your debit card because you are out of the country and they are unaware of it and they don't want it to be something where it's a fraudulent activity, because it happens, it will be flagged. So just make sure that you guys are communicating with your financial institutions as well. Okay. Great questions though. Any other questions about that or anything? I feel like we're just going all out of order, but it's okay as long as we cover everything that we need to cover. All right, so we covered swimming. Anna, you full of the questions. I love it. So we covered the swimming, we covered the money, we covered what else did we cover? We talked about, everybody sticking together, what the expectations are from the organization for our scholars.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Are the scholars going to be wearing uniforms from the resort, or?
So they have not yet confirmed. So what I would do is if you have like khaki, because I think that's kind of like standard. I know SOV, they were pretty dressed down, but I don't know if that was maybe just because they were, they were kind of slow when we went there. But this is going to be, this is high peak season for them. So I don't know if they're going to have some sort of dress attire. They have not confirmed that with us. So what I would do, you're going to have your S.O.A.R shirts. And yeah, so I mentioned that in my message about the S.O.A.R swag. So that is one of the things that you all will be provided with. Some of you though, you like Kavion and Roberto, I got your swag from Snapchat, Lord have mercy, from Snap, what's that called? Snap Raise. Yeah, from Snap Raise. And y'all got some dope stuff in there. And it's all S.O.A.R. Like everything is S.O.A.R paraphernalia. Like it's got our logos everywhere, right? Janaya got hers. I dropped hers off the other day. Oh my gosh. She got like a Adidas backpack and it had S.O.A.R's logo on it. I got a Nike shirt. It has S.O.A.R logo on it. So bring on your S.O.A.R swag, okay? Just in case. And then, you guys will have t-shirts. We just ordered or just paid for a shipment of t-shirts that will be coming in this week. And so you guys will be good for that. So if you don't have, if they don't have anything, we will, right? Because we're not coming ill prepared. We will be prepared. Then you guys will just wear the S.O.A.R shirts. Yes, ma'am.
So you're giving them their S.O.A.R swag at the airport?
Yeah, so we don't have to talk about that. Because KB, I said we will have to talk about that. I may have to ship it to you guys beforehand. I just was hoping that you guys had it on the trip. So that way, if you wanted to wear additional stuff that's S.O.A.R specific, you could. I literally just went through the box the other day, and that's how I was able to get Janaya and some of our other scholars their stuff already. So I can ship it if you prefer that. I think it's just Roberto and Kavion. And no, actually, Sierra has some stuff too. So
C should have too.
Yes, yeah. See, she does. She actually does have some stuff, but some of it is a little bulkier. So like I think Kavion has a backpack. I think Sierra has like a duffel bag. So yeah, it's just the cost associated with that. So we're just trying to figure out a way to avoid that. But if you guys would prefer to have it shipped so you can have it beforehand, I know some, I know me, I like to wash all my stuff before I wear it. So we can definitely discuss that if that's something that you guys want. If you prefer that, let me know. And I'll do it before we get to it, and we'll do express so that you guys get it in time.
Okay. If you can just bring it to the airport. If it's bulky, I'll take the book bag or whatever, and he can take the shirt. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wasn't sure. Some parents like to wash the stuff. I know me, I like to wash all my stuff before wearing it, but it's up to you guys. The kids don't care. They just like, give it to me. I'll put it on. You want this? That's not yours. Yeah. So we'll get it. Okay. Are you? Yes, I'm gonna bring. I'll definitely bring C stuff. Absolutely, I can, unless you want me to ship it. That's no problem. Okay. Yeah. Tyrese got his stuff already. Any other questions about that? So again, like I said, as far as the attire is concerned, bring, pack light, follow the list that we sent. And then just if you have khaki shorts or light color shorts and maybe even a dark pair, just in case, usually it's a standard blue or khaki. You can bring one or two of those. And then, if they don't have a top for you guys, like I said, you'll have the S.O.A.R shirts. And so if we're not wearing their stuff, we're going to be wearing ours.
Our cargo.
And then, yeah, you can.
Cargo shorts acceptable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything in those colors. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And then remember, don't forget to get your nice little casual or business casual or, your evening attire. Again, it doesn't have to be, super duper dressed up or anything, but a nice little skirt dress, summer dress, slacks and a button down or collar or whatever. Float your boat, for our evening out. So any other questions? All right. So as far as the responsibilities, so it's already 8:10. The responsibilities for our scholars. So again, like I mentioned before, you're going to be doing, we'll be rotating a little bit. The first 2 days, well, now it's changed a little bit. So we just found out that Sunday the library is not open, and that was one of the days that our scholars were supposed to go and do that the Young Boss entrepreneurial workshop. So we're trying to see if we can have that if we can do it that Saturday for 4 hours and that Monday for 4 hours. The only thing is their Independence Week starts that Tuesday, August 1st, and it goes through the 6th of August. So that's kind of like holiday, that's their holiday season or whatever. So, you know, they don't like to work during those days is what I'm told. They don't like to do anything. Like that's when they're looking to party and have all the fun that they can. And so I'm waiting to see about the second day. I know for sure we have Saturday reserved. The other part of that is, you know, they're trying to promote it now. We just sent the flyer over to them. Our assistant created the flyer and sent it over to the library for them to start promoting there. But there's a lot of other things going on in tandem. And so we just need to, you know, I'm going to communicate with them and try to see, because we also talked about maybe going to a different community and providing services there that may not be so busy, but may have that need for us to come and for our scholars to come, because Miss C and I will be there to provide moral support. Which is why I said it is your responsibility, and I'm putting it on the scholars. You know, if you have not taken our classes, whether it's the business and entrepreneurship or the hospitality and travel, because you will need a little bit of both, right? If you've not taken these classes, then I need for you to, you know, get spun up by reviewing those videos. Especially with the resume writing, we're going to be covering that. And I am going to be selecting different ones to cover different topics. So you need to know, and by the end of this week, I'll have who we're gonna, you know, put together for that. If you want to, like volunteer for any particular position or whatever for that, those 2 days in particular, you can let me know. But I sent you all the outline of what will be covered, right? So essentially, scholars, it's going to be a peer-to-peer teaching opportunity for you all to teach resume writing, to teach, you know, some basic knowledge about business and entrepreneurship in general, right? You'll talk a little bit about presentations, you'll talk about pitching. And then at this, if we do get a second day, the second day is really going to be about application, right? So the first day it'll be, you know, educational, a little bit of peer-to-peer mentoring, you know, putting, or, you know, workshops. Wait. I'm sorry, a little bit, you know, of working together in teams. And then the second day is really going to be everybody applying, putting these resumes together, you know, actually having something to submit, having a presentation that they can present, right? And then they're gonna also be doing a pitch that you all will be sitting behind the table like we were behind the screens, and you'll be the ones assessing them. And you'll be the ones, you know, telling them how well they did or didn't. Well, not so much as didn't do, but you know what I mean? Like giving them some tips and some pointers on things that they could do differently, you know, and things of that nature. So you all will be the panel that they'll have to do their presentations in front of, or their pitch presentations in front of. And whoever has the best pitch will win a laptop. And we are also donating, thanks to, we're partnering with a couple of other organizations, to include Angels Live, who is represented by the founder and CEO, Melissa Stubblefield, who is on the call. Her son is also attending with us. But her organization just donated, I believe it was 20 laptops. I can't recall. But we'll be donating about 10 to 12 of those to those in need in the community. And then we'll also be donating to the one with the best pitch on the second day. And then we'll have some swag, you know, some S.O.A.R swag for our, you know, for our scholars as well. Yes, thank you, Melissa, for the support. Absolutely, she's a jewel. Any questions about that? All right, so practice, because you never know which position you're going to be put in or where I'm going to ask you to teach, what I'm going to ask you rather to teach. Again, it would be better if you volunteered, you know, whether it's to help out with, and you guys can do it in pairs, right? If you wanted to, you know, talk about how to build a resume. We had that class. In fact, I taught that class. So you got to represent. And you know, how to do a pitch. We had that class. In fact, Professor C. Morgan, who's on the line, she taught that class, right? So the, you know, you have us at your disposal. Make sure you use us. All right. And then the presentation, and then again, like I said, it'll be the, you know, the mentoring opportunity for you all. But those are the three main things, you know, in addition to like just some general overarching for overall, just, you know, tips and tools and things to know when owning and operating a business or looking to do so.
I wanted to ask to backtrack. You spoke about the first resort, what their roles and responsibilities were. You didn't speak about the second 6 days.
Yes.
What
So
they were
we'll,
to
yeah.
do.
Yep. So that's the first 2 days, right? The second part of that will be that Monday through Friday. So again, I did talk about it a little bit earlier. So we talked about how we're going to be supporting S.O.V, the resort, right? So we'll be helping with front desk, you know, back office management. We'll be helping, you know, you might be doing some housekeeping, right? None of us are too, none of us have arrived, so we can all get into that a little bit just to get, you know, a little bit of that flavor. You know, and then there's also going to be an opportunity for you all to support one of the other local businesses who want their website built. And so if we have any individuals who are, you know, pretty good with technology or pretty good with content, right? I'm gonna look to you. We also are gonna have an opportunity for some of our scholars to help our chef. So our chef will be there cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We're gonna need some of our scholars to support that. So these are just some of the things that you all will be partaking in. Again, if there's something that you want to volunteer for and not necessarily be voluntold, then please feel free to reach out and let me know what you're interested in.
These are going to be the same things at Merrill too. That's what I was asking.
So Merrill's, yes, the same sort of setup. That's
Okay.
a SOV, but even at Merrill's, we'll be working front desk, back end office stuff. We'll still be working with those other organizations. We'll be working with them throughout. So the other 2 local businesses, one is like the party bus and the tour bus. The other one is the chef, and he also has his website for he's excuse me, he has like cottages, and so he's trying to like work out something where he has like Airbnbs and stuff like that. So he's trying to get that together. So they're looking for, you know, people to help build out their websites, to help with content, to help with design. Okay. So some of you artists out there, I know we have Cece, you know, who loves art. I know we have Kavion, you know, who's into fashion, but listen, you can, you know, we can use those skills and redirect those skills, and, you know, because that means you have a creativity that you need to hone into in order to bring that fashion out, right? So just some of those things. I know we have Andrew Stubblefield, who is very, you know, much into like the tech part of things. Roberto, he's amazing when it comes to doing his pitch and presentations, right? So we're gonna have him, you know, helping with Cece, who I also am gonna have. We have Christian, you know, who's gonna be in that kitchen because he wants to be a chef. So I kind of have an idea of who I want where, but I want you all to, you know, I don't want to volunteer. I want you guys to volunteer, and then if you don't, then you'll see your name by something by next week. So just FYI. And Tyrese, I know he's, you know, into photography. I know he's into, so, you know, he's got a good eye, you know, and I want to make sure that, you know, we utilize him. I don't see Malachi, but I know Malachi is really good with digital, you know, just the whole techie thing. So we're going to have something for all of y'all to do. So much talent. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody has their own passion. And guess what? It's all going to come together. I love that. Yes, Janaya. You know, everybody has something that you all can bring to the table, and I've seen it, and you know, firsthand. And so I'm loving it. And I saw in the chat, Andrew said he's gonna volunteer for the food. That's awesome. You know, you all can, and again, we'll have opportunities for you all to rotate, right? We'll be there for 5 days, right? So you can do maybe 1 or 2 days, because you remember, we're gonna have 3 meals plus, you know, in betweens. So you guys can rotate out. You don't all have to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You all can rotate out, and you know, and we can figure that part out. This is a message. Oh, okay. Everybody want to help cook. I know that's right. And y'all better be good too, because I ain't gonna be eating no bad food. I love it. All right. Vita, I see your feet.
Sorry.
I was like, what is that? That's your feet.
How
yes,
embarrassing.
no, that is not. It's hilarious though. Listen, we're a family here, right? So no such thing as embarrassment. But I do want to say also, get out of your comfort zone. So if it's something that you've never done before, but you want to try it out, volunteer for that, right? You never know how good you're going to be at something if you don't step out of that comfort zone. Just coming to Jamaica is stepping out of your comfort zone, right? So, you know, kind of explore those options too. All right. Yes, get out of your comfort zone. All right. And as far as our chaperones, I talked about that earlier too. It is extremely important that our chaperones, and we're all adults here, so we all know we're all parents here. All the chaperones, you know, are parents, so that's, you know, that's a plus. But we just need to make sure that we are working cohesively, you know, that we all are supporting each other, right? Some of you are parents of the scholars who are going to be attending with us. That doesn't mean that there's any favoritism going on, because we don't do that. You know, no one is going to get special treatment because of who they are related to or who they are affiliated with. And so I need that to be known. Beyond that though, I just want us to have a united front. I need for us to all, you know, agree on what it is that we want to, because we're also going to have to pick and choose, you know, what areas we'll want to kind of work in and in what capacity. And so I am going to assign scholars to each. I think we have 10 scholars now. So I'm going to assign probably 2 scholars to each chaperone. We have 5 chaperones, 2 scholars to each chaperone. And again, it's really going to be dependent on, you know, what's being done, and, you know, whatever. We might even rotate out, you know, so that you guys can get to know all of the scholars who are there. So maybe 2 days we'll be chaperoning Janaya and Christian, you know, another 2 days you'll be chaperoning, you know, Tyrese and Malachi, right? And so on. And we, you know, we can discuss how we want to rotate, but, you know, if I need, I can put a list together, or I will rather put a list together for that initial, you know, couple days, so that we have an idea. But, you know, really, again, I don't feel like I have to, you know, say a whole lot for the chaperones outside of just, you know, we need to make sure that we stay on our P's and Q's, make sure that, you know, again, we work cohesively together, united front, you know, just supporting one another. You know, we're here, you know, we're here to really help push our scholars forward, move our scholars forward. But a lot of us, this is our first opportunity to be, you know, some of us rather, this will be our first opportunity and first time out of the country, and doing things like this as well. So, you know, I know it's just as gratifying to you as it is the scholars who will be supporting. So, yeah, our adults, I'm appreciative, and I'm honored that you all are going to be participating with us. And that's that, right? So our chaperone, you know, the clock starts, you know, once we get to that airport, you know, that's when our chaperone duties begin. And it ends, you know, when we get our kids back home, you know, to all of their final destinations safely. Are there any questions about that? Parents, you got the chaperones on the line. You got any questions for them? I think we're missing 1 or 2. Any questions? I am happy to announce that all of our scholars have received their passport. Woohoo! If they didn't have it already, all of our scholars have their passports now. Woohoo!
Yay!
Dope and exciting. All of our scholars are ready
Very
to go.
exciting.
Yes,
Yay!
it
I had to
is.
come off
Yes, it
mute
is.
for that one.
Right. Everybody put a clap emoji or reaction in the air. Yeah, so that's it. I think we kind of got through this pretty quickly, even with the questions, but that's all I had for this evening. Again, once the recording is done for this, I'll have, and our assistant will draw up the meeting minutes. I'll have that sent out to you all. She'll have an outline of all the different roles and responsibilities, more so for the scholars. And then at that time, if you guys have, oh shoot, I just got thrown off. I'm sorry. I just had a brain fart. Lord have mercy. If you guys have any, if you want to volunteer, based on what the responsibilities are going to be, and some of the areas that you'll need, that these individuals or these companies or resorts will need support in, make sure you send me your name. All right. Any questions? So, all right. Yes, I'm going to get to that, Melissa. Let me get to the surprise. It's not a surprise. It's just I'm very excited because I have a cousin who is in the he's in the he's in the television industry, right? He's a writer for SNL. He is a very famous comedian. Some of you may know of him. And I reached out to him, told him what we needed, and he agreed, to support. I didn't ask him to send a whole, check of $1 million, but I just told him what our needs were. And he agreed to support, by making a pretty decent donation towards, towards this trip. And I don't know if you guys watch SNL. You guys watch God, Melissa, what's it called? The weekend update for Saturday Night Live? No? All right. Well, his name is Michael Che. For
I
anybody
haven't
who
seen Saturday Night Live in a long time, but I know Michael Che.
yes. So Michael Che
That's your cousin?
that is my cousin.
Oh my
And
God, he's awesome though.
he's more like my brother. We actually grew up together. I'm actually named
That's
after his mom.
nice. Oh,
Yeah. So,
wow, he's funny, Rosie.
yeah, he aight. I know, I'm kidding.
He is. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't hyping you up or nothing. It's the truth. He is. I like him.
Yeah, he's dope. He is. And
That's awesome.
he's really passionate about giving back to the community. He heard about what we were doing and he just asked what we needed. And I told him, what we were looking for. And it's just gonna help to cover the expenses. So I'm excited about that. So we are still, that's something that I'm still kind of working on the back ends to ensure that we have what we need. And so once that happens, like he still has to do it, right? So I got to reach out to him and be like, hey, remember you said what you said. But once that happens, then we might be able to get that second excursion or both excursions. At least now I feel like we will have it. We'll be good to at least do one, but comfortably we'll have that second excursion in there too. So I just wanted to end on that. Look at that, it's 8:29. Any questions? Like, y'all, we got one more meeting the day before we leave. I'm super excited. I'm so excited. All right, so what's the questions, comments, concerns, gripes, complaints, or otherwise?
Oh, I have a question, Ms. Rosie.
Yeah.
It's you, your husband, and your daughter coming as well, right? Your daughter's not coming no more?
She's not coming. No. When we went out there in June and we saw how much it was, how much was going to be going on, I was like, no, we'll take her next year. And she needs her passport anyway. So that was my excuse for her not going, because she sure was
Oh,
banking on coming. Yeah, but no, she won't be going. It's just going to be you guys. And my husband somebody had to be home with them. So, well, he ain't gonna be home, but somebody got to pick them up and drop them off and do whatever. So,
so who's the fifth chaperone?
so that will be Cece's dad.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So he'll be coming down from Florida with Cece's mom and Cece. And they're both chaperones. Amazing. So you guys know Professor C. Morgan. She's one of our amazing, outstanding professors. She's been with us really since we started our programs. So she's one of our very, very huge favorites. We're big fans of hers. I'm not just saying that because she's sitting right there. And she's amazing at what she does too. So super. Yeah, right? Janiyah loves her classes. I do too. I sit in just because she teaches. No, I'm kidding. All right. Anything else from any of our parents, our scholars? Anything that I may have missed? I feel like I covered everything, the whole gamut, but I could be wrong. Any question? Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. I don't want anyone to think I'm ignoring anyone. Also learned so much from yes. And then, again, I love it, Missy. I love that, because that's a very great point. Our scholars, you guys are going to learn from each other as well, right? And that's the expectation, right? This is a networking opportunity for you all. You're going to learn so much from each other. You're going to, support one another, right? You guys are going to be like brothers and sisters. We are family. We're going to treat each other as such, right? So you see something, say something. Okay, anything out of pocket, anything going on, I need you guys to speak up. This is going to be fun, but it's also going to be work, right? So we just need to make sure that you guys understand what those two entail. So we're going to work hard, we're going to play hard.
I have another question.
Sure.
We're
If you're on
splitting up in
mute.
groups of 2, right? But you said it's 3, me, the girls, right? Me, Sayoni, Cece, and Sierra. So we're gonna be split up?
Yeah, so it'll be 2. So it may be that you guys are not all going to be, now you're rooming together, but that doesn't necessarily mean you guys are going to be together the entire time. So it'll be 2 to a chaperone. You understand? Right? So you may or may not be with Cece. Cece or Sierra for that matter. Is Sierra on the line? Is she with you? Okay.
No, she's actually somewhere else right now. I'm trying to get her on call, but she can't come on.
Okay, no problem. Well, hopefully she'll, I know you'll do a great job relaying the messages tonight. So, okay. Any other questions, comments, thoughts, concerns? Anything?
I think it's gonna be good, like you're saying, rotate the scholars. So you're not sticking to what you know, who you know in your
Right.
school. It is a out of your comfort zone experience, and that's in all realms. So you guys get to know each other, and you get to know all the chaperones. We all teach and do things differently, but we are on the same page when it comes to safety and your education and seeing your success through.
Absolutely. Yeah, so make the best out of it, right? Make the best out of it, make the most out of it. So Melissa, yes, 1 second, Anna. Melissa just mentioned in the chat, I don't know if everybody saw it, but she said if any of the scholars, I'm glad you said that, Melissa. So as part of our effort to get the laptops down to Jamaica without having to go through a whole rigmarole of customs, I am going to ask that everyone who's traveling with us, that you make a little bit of room to carry a laptop in your bag. I'm going to probably carry like 3. I'm going to have like a carry-on with 3 laptops. It's just what happens is, and one of our partners who just went down and had a whole boatload of laptops to bring down with them, they had a nightmare with customs because there were, they don't want anyone coming in from out of the country or whatever, selling things, right? Black market, whatever they call it. And so there's a big, you know, a big concern with that. So to avoid that and to avoid any additional custom fees, everyone, I'm asking if you would be willing to, if we could all carry a laptop with us in our bags. Again, like I said, it may not be all of us. It may just be a few of us that's carrying an additional laptop, because I'm going to bring my carry-on bag with about 3 laptops in it. I think that should be sufficient enough where they won't go up in arms with it. But that's the other thing, so that we can avoid having to go through customs and them questioning. Now, if they are to question, this is an educational trip, right? Everybody's going to need a laptop. Everybody's going to need, that support. And so that, that's the angle, and that's what we're going to say. And we're bringing it down, for scholars and for those in the community. But we can't travel with them, with the laptops all together in one container or whatever, because that's where it starts to get a little sticky with customs. They want their fair share or cut of whatever. And there's apparently a hefty fee to bring it into the country if you bring it in, like in bulk like that. So, yes, Anna.
So I'm a little confused because I had no idea about any kind of laptop, having to be taken. Do the children have to have laptops?
No, these are not for the children. This is for the people that we're going down there for. So we're donating the 10 laptops to the library.
This is
to
a
the people in the community.
donation.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier. So we're donating them to, remember, so the person with the best pitch is going to get a laptop, and then the rest of the laptops will be donated to those within the community and to the library for the purposes of, to help empower them and to help, give access to those who don't have it. You know what I mean? So it's not for us. No, like you can bring, you can.
No, he don't need to do that. I was wondering if this was a necessity for the children that's going.
No.
The kids going.
No, so I'm only asking if everyone, and again, like I said, I'm saying everyone, but it may be that if we're bringing 10 laptops or 12 laptops, I might carry 2 or 3, and we might need just, one person per, to put a laptop in their bags, so that we don't run into any customs issues. But once we get into Jamaica, I will collect all the laptops and we're going to donate them to the library. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently, and our partner, who is, she actually is from Jamaica. She travels there a lot. She's the one who got us this got us connected for this internship. And she was just telling me, because I was like, yeah, I'll just bring my bag, because I get free luggage with the military, or free baggage with the military, up to like 5 bags. So I was like, so I was like, I'll just put it all in my, put a bag and just get one bag and just put all the laptops in it. She was like, no, customs is gonna eat you up. So that's what she was saying. Like, it's gonna be a hefty charge.
I mean, we have one that we can donate. If
no, we have the laptops. No,
you have enough.
I just need you guys to, I need everybody to just hold one in the backpack or hold one in their luggage or whatever, so that we don't get hit with any sort of customs and they don't, question, well, you bringing this in? Are you selling this? Like, whatever. So I told her, I was like, well, I mean, there are no issues, with us bringing them in terms of the intent and what we're doing with them. But she was saying, as far as the fee is concerned, apparently there's a hefty customs fee that we also have to pay if we bring those types of things in bulk, because it's technology or whatever. So yeah, I'm just trying to avoid that at all costs. I don't want to get there and then find out that that we're doing something that we didn't expect, or what I'm saying, something is going to happen that we're not expecting. So we just want to be prepared for that. So as long as everyone's okay with carrying a laptop, like I said, I'm going to have my own laptop, and then I'll have like the 3 others that I'm going to pack in a separate bag.
The A laptop is just for the sole purpose of volunteering to give
it.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, he can do that. He got one that he can do.
Okay, and we'll distribute. So I gotta get with Melissa to pick them up from her, and then I'll bring them with me to the airport, and then we'll distribute them out to everybody. Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Can I bring my S.O.A.R backpack? and
You can bring
my
whatever you want
suitcase.
S.O.A.R. Yes, bring everything S.O.A.R. I love
So
it.
it
I
wouldn't
want
be like
everybody to just look like just up head to toe S.O.A.R.
is it like a carry-on or no though?
Yeah, so you do get a carry-on. You do look at the list that I sent because I sent you guys that information. Janiyah, you may not have gotten it because I know you came on a little bit later, but or I added you a little bit later. I didn't notice that you weren't on the original email trail. But yes, so you can bring a carry-on and you can bring a personal bag. A carry-on is just like you have the little bins where it tells you how large your carry-on can be, but it's like one of those small suitcases. And then you'll have your personal item. Yeah. And then you
My
can check a
suitcase is
bag
small.
in.
I don't think they'll consider it as like an actual luggage.
Yeah, so you can carry it, and that's what we were saying too. The only way you'll have to pay is if you check a bag in. Now, I do have, again, I get up to, I believe, 5 bags. So, if there is anyone who has a bag that they absolutely need to check in, I'll probably end up having to check one of mine in. But I'll have some flexibility, not for everybody, but let's just say you got some extra stuff and you have a, bigger bag, then we can work that out. But again, I only get up to like 5. So. Any other questions? Questions, anything, thoughts? All right.
So just
Yep.
real quick, Rosie, what I had put inside of the chat was that if there are any scholars that's going on a trip that needs a personal laptop for themselves, if they don't have one, that we can donate at whatever we're giving to you. I'll add an extra one for them so that they'll have, their own personal one if they don't have one.
So basically what our founder and CEO of Angels Live is saying is if you guys need a laptop personally, they will be donating one to you if you need it. So you'll have to let me know. You can let me know offline. You can text me, you can message me offline and let me know. And then, because that's more that I'll be transporting with me. Unless you live locally, then, you can get it, you can get it either sooner or after we get back. But again, you can bring your laptops. I will say you will need to, bring a notebook, bring pen, bring some note-taking material, because I want you guys to, take notes, bring a good camera if you have one. Everybody likes to take pictures on their phones nowadays. So that, that's cool too. Take pictures, enjoy the experience. We're going to share the pictures so we can create a video when we get back. So there's a lot of goodness coming from this. All right. So if you want to bring like a digital camera or something, I don't even know if they sell those anymore, but if they do and you want to buy one, go ahead. Oh. All right. Anything else? And thank you so much, Melissa, for that offer. We appreciate it so much. We appreciate all the support that you've provided to us over the last few, couple years, just helping our scholars, with the necessities that they need to succeed. So thank you for that. Any other questions, guys? All right. That's all I have. If our hearts and minds are clear, we're good. Thank you so much. We'll see you next Wednesday. Same time, same place. That's our last meeting before we depart. All right.